Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play WazHack. Let's continue with our adventure of Luce, I suppose, the Fallen, our level 7 Valkyrie. I seem to recall that things were going reasonably well. But, of course, we are, like the end of her previous episode, face to face with an orc that is charging towards us. Now, what do we have handy to deal with this orc problem? Well, we already have this gear. We can't really change gear even if we had a reason to at this point. There isn't enough time before the orc reaches us. So, it's going to come down to things like potions and wands, I should imagine. A lot of our potions aren't identified. We do have potions of healing and potions of levitation, which could be handy. Potion of paralysis might be a good option. But I kind of don't want to waste that on an orc if it's not going to be powerful enough to be a serious threat. I mean, the previous orc worried me a bit, but ended up not being that serious a problem. Our scrolls aren't going to be that useful. Fire would actually hurt us, create monster would hurt us, essentially, and identify would just identify things. And the wands are mostly not that combat useful, so I think the options really are either use a potion of paralysis to paralyse the orc and then attack it, or heal ourselves up and then attack it, or both. Now, I think we have 2 potions of healing, yes, 2 potions of levitation, 1 potion of paralysis, so I guess healing is probably the better option. Let's do that. And make sure we actually give a command to our pet to attack, and then basically just go toe-to-toe with this orc and hope it's not that tough. If it is tough, we do still have some teleportation wands, which, of course, we can use to escape in an emergency. Plus, we do have that paralysis potion if things really start to get out of hand. Although, knowing my luck, with throwing and zapping, I'll probably just end up paralysing the dog. But let's just see how the first few blows go here, shall we? Not too bad. Not great either. There we go. He wasn't that bad. In fact, we probably didn't even need to heal, but better to be on the safe side. With any kind of roguelike, it's generally better to use your stuff and survive than to hang on to it for a later occasion and then end up getting killed. Because, of course, in a roguelike, you can't just reload the save and go, oh, I should have used that particular potion or whatever. I'll try that again and use it this time. With a roguelike, you only get the one chance. Look, will you help me out here, please? No, that's the wrong button. Where's the chat button? There it is. Maybe the dog just can't attack sort of winds and fogs and the like. Yeah, so of course in roguelikes, with them having permanent death, you don't have the option of trying again if you fail. If you fail and you die, then it's all done anyway, so it just makes a lot more sense. Look at all these hit messages! Will you just die? In roguelikes it makes a lot more sense to actually use your stuff up in the interest of staying alive. There has to be something we can do about this. At this rate, I'm going to have to use another healing potion. Maybe I can teleport it away. Maybe. Maybe I can teleport us away. Polymorph. Okay, tell you what, let's polymorph it. No? Apparently not. And our polymorph wand has run out of charges. Well, I don't want to just run, because chances are we'll run into something else. So, let's teleport it away. Can we even hit it? It's not showing up the little sort of target dot. No. So we're going to have to just slug it out with this thing. Which basically means we may very well end up using our other healing potion here. And this ant is doing a number on us. Okay, let's try self-teleporting here. That's the wrong teleport wand. I want to use this one because I know it has charges. Okay. That was not an optimal option at all. But it was really either that or die with the ant sitting on top of us as well. At this point, I guess I probably... Do I need a second polished silver shield? Probably not. What else do I have that's weighing me down? Yeah, I suppose it's all these extra weapons and things. So let's get rid of some of this stuff. Yeah, that'll do. So basically, we could drink one of our healing potions now, but I'm... Oh, crapping hell. Are you serious? Do I have to teleport away again? I'll teleport them. Or one of them, at least. Okay, so, first things first. Let's paralyze the Dwarf King. Then, let's have a little heal. Where's our healing potion? We definitely have another one. Well, we should have another one. It did list 2, unless I accidentally drank 2 before. Yeah, it seems they've both gone. So that's a fun side effect. Alright. Now, I am going to... Since I can't heal, I'm going to step a little way away from the Dwarf King. And then I'm going to throw this Power Stone at him. And hopefully that should fry him a little bit. There we go. Will that work? No? Doesn't seem to be doing him any damage. Okay, I guess we'd better... Yeah. Escape. Okay, it's going to be Wand of Teleportation again. Hopefully this time we can actually get some rest before monsters descend upon us. Oh, it's the bloody wind again! At least the dog is taking care of the ant here. I'm kind of running out of options. If I can't polymorph it, I can't teleport it away, and I basically effectively can't hit it, and I also can't run away because it just follows me wherever I go. I have very limited options available. I mean, I could use this scroll of identify to identify the other scrolls and see if one of them might be something I can use here. Let's try that. So, that one. Scroll of teleportation. Oh, so I only got to identify one thing and it was a teleport scroll. Well, I mean, I guess that is more useful than nothing, but it's not really what I was looking for. More dwarfs. All I need is a little bit of time to just rest up. So I'm going to try the Scroll of Teleportation and hope that it... it's only uncursed. I'm probably not going to choose my destination here. That's annoying. I've reappeared right on top of the Dwarf King. Are you shitting me? I'm just teleporting back and forth between the same 2 locations. That's just ridiculous. Probably can't even take on that snake, frankly, in our current condition. Let's kick this open. A phoenix? Okay, we're screwed, basically. It's just a matter of how quickly we're screwed. So I'm going to frantically teleport everything away. Try to open this chest before we get killed. Scroll of Identify I will take. So, let's... Those are probably not going to be enormously useful to me. Let's read the Scroll of Identify. See if I can identify some of the other things. Again, it's going to have to be the scrolls at this point. I'd prefer to use my Scrolls of Identify on some of these items of jewellery, but under the current circumstances, I think getting the scrolls identified is going to be more pressing. Although there's that staff, of course. That could be something like a Staff of Death, which could make a big difference here. Let's try the staff. Staff of Light. And, of course, it was the only thing I got to identify. Now, we can run away from this snake, but we can only get so far before we run into another enemy. I'm going to try just to buy a little bit of time to heal fractionally Maybe enough to actually kill the snake. Oh, potion of acid. Okay, let's use that right now. I don't want to go toe-to-toe with the snake in case it does just enough damage to kill me. So let's use the potion of acid. There we go. Now have some sleep. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Make invisible doesn't seem to actually have any real effect whenever I've used it before. I assume it maybe reduces accuracy against the invisible target or something like that, but I've never noticed much of a tangible difference in all honesty. So, what I'm going to do is quaff my potion of levitation, get away from the dwarf, and then just try to pelt him with some of these things and hope that they help. Let's try red gem, see if it's a firestone. It's not. Let's try clear gems, see if they're frost stones. That one isn't. How about the next one? Because of course any of them, even just one, could be one of these sort of weaponized gems. Of course there's a good chance that none of them are, but it's worth a go. We'll be levitating for a little while yet. Violet gem could be a power stone, although that didn't help before. Could be gas gems. No, it looks like they're all basically just gems. Yeah. Okay. Potions then. Let's try chucking some potions. Some of them will probably be healing potions. I would guess the pink ones are probably healing potions, since they're the ones we have the most of. I would say statistically they're probably going to be the healing potions here. So, rather than throwing one, I'm going to try drinking one and hope for the best. Potion of sickness! My favourite. Okay, well, let's throw a potion of sickness at that dwarf. Drop down. Won't be able to pick the gems up, actually, because we can't touch the floor, and that's a thing. The dwarf is taking continuous damage as he runs away. Do we have missile weapons? I actually don't think we do, but let's have a look. Do we have a bow and arrow? We have some arrows. We don't have a bow. Okay, I could try to hit him with something else. Cursed Frosty Potion. Potion of Speed. Not what I was after. How about this Murky Potion? Potion of Booze. So he's sick and drunk. An appropriate combination. Now he's invisible. Let's see if we can finish him off while he's drunk and sick. Just hacking at his head from above like this. No. Ah, well. I know I was attacking a bit rapidly there, but frankly, if I couldn't find a way to take out that dwarf, then whatever came next was going to finish us off anyway. I mean, that was basically the end there. From the point where we ran into that black swirling dust cloud, which I just could not kill however much I hit it, that was the end for us with this character. So let's see what we've got. What did we have that we hadn't identified? Shield of Reflections was nice, although it wouldn't have helped there. Ring of Gain Strength. Again, nice, but probably wouldn't have helped. Amulet of Life Saving would have made a difference. Scroll of Conflict actually might have helped. It would have antagonized our dog, but it may have turned monsters against each other. I'm not 100% on how that works. Yeah. Other than the Amulet of Life Saving, which would have bought us another attempt, I don't see anything there which would really have swung it for us. It was just an unfortunate turn of events that we ran into that dust cloud, and for whatever reason, we just couldn't hit the damn thing. So, let's try again, shall we? So, who shall we be this time? The Valkyrie's a very melee-ish character, so maybe we'll try a White Witch. Elena the Brilliant. Let's tweak her stats a bit. I don't always bother to do that, but I feel like it's Probably a good idea to do it more often than not. Let's lower her charisma a bit, put the extra points into intelligence. That should do it, I think. Let's go, Elena the Brilliant. I could change her name as well, but I prefer to stick with the default names, I think. Rather than calling all of them Alf, as is my wont. So, we have immediately picked up a scroll. Let's not forget to read our Spellbook of Lightning, since that's basically going to be the only thing we have going for us in the early game. At least up to the point where the spell starts killing our cat. Could try reading that scroll immediately, but it might be an identify scroll or something like that, in which case there'd be no point reading it now, it would just be a waste. Let's tell our cat to attack, and then back it up with our big stick. Wizard Hat might actually be useful to us. But of course we need to identify it first. So in fact, now we have something to identify, let's try these. Enchant Weapon, I'll take it. And Magic Mapping. Neither of which is what I was looking for, but Enchant Weapon is alright, and Magic Mapping, well, I don't really care, but at least it's known to us now. I will also read the scroll book. Spell book, rather. You learn Teleport Away. Okay. That's handy. It means that we do have a spell which will allow us to get rid of enemies if necessary, although there's a good chance, of course, that we will be using up all our MP on lightning instead. Let's try this one too. Finding a lot of good spells early on can really make the difference between a magic user run which is a slog and one which is reasonably successful. Drain Life isn't really what I was looking for, but I will cast it just to get the practice in, basically. We only have 42% chance to cast Drain Life. It's a bit too advanced for us. But if we keep practicing it, that will help. Mouldy Spellbook. So we'll read that in a second. But we need to deal with this sleeping goblin first. So let's send the cat in. And then we'll back him up with our stick. Any food on this goblin? Goblin innards, yes. I will immediately scarf those down. Grab this potion. Again, send in our military cat. Okay. Send in the Catalry. That doesn't work. That sounds more like a cow pun. Yeah, well. Alright, so. We do still need to read that mouldy... Will you help with the rat, please? Like that. And this kobold, too. It might be time to use lightning. We don't have enough mana. We don't have enough mana to do anything, so we're going to have to rely on the cat. Okay. Now that's settled, we could do with resting to get our MP back, and also reading this mouldy spellbook. Of course, it might be too advanced, or indeed too cursed, but it's worth a go. You learn Absorb Curse. Absorb Curse isn't one of my favourites, but it doesn't hurt to have it. It will, of course, enable us to uncurse cursed items, which can be very useful, especially if we accidentally wield or wear something which has a curse on it. But of course, it also does a lot of damage to us when we remove a curse using that method. Let's try and keep our cat alive by telling it to attack, because apparently it's an idiot with no sense of self-preservation. Alright, let's try lightning. Usually, as the White Witch, it's us who ends up killing the cat, but this time it was eaten by a snake. I'm actually quite impressed, really, at how long our dog survived with the Valkyrie earlier on. Dog usually doesn't last that long. Well, the pet, whatever type of pet, doesn't usually last that long, at least for me, the way I play. Okay. We don't have enough MP left to cast anything meaningful. We do have a wand, but we don't know what it is, and it could be cursed. But I actually don't feel comfortable with our chances of taking on this goblin hand-to-hand. And of course, if we engage it hand-to-hand and find that it's about to kill us, and then we gamble on using the wand, we might find that the wand is something useless like a wand of probing. So it might be better to find out now. Teleportation. And it is indeed a cursed wand of teleportation. So once we've rested, it might be a good idea to use Absorb Curse on this wand. Although, I don't know, actually. I don't know what the equation for Absorb Curse is. For instance, whether it would actually... sort of whether it does a percentage health damage or whether it does a flat rate. If it's a flat rate, then absorbing the curse from this wand might kill us. But if it's a percentage, then we should be okay, because we're at full health at the moment. But the first question, of course, is what do we want to take with our level up? I'm going to say Wizardry for mana regen, because that's always an issue with spellcasters. Getting mana back quickly enough is always a persistent problem. So let's try casting Absorb Curse, sorry. Okay. It almost killed us, but not quite, but it did make us sick. So if we don't eat an apple, we will then die from the poison effect. So let's do that. So now we do have our Wand of Teleportation uncursed. So hopefully we can unwield that, because we do need both hands to use our staff effectively. And then it won't glue itself to our hand the next time we use it. I actually don't feel great about having a Wand of Teleportation. I mean, it's good. It's a good escape method. But I would actually I'd like having something to supplement our attack ability a bit more. Wand of Fire or Cone of Cold or something of that nature. We're also having to descend very quickly here. Probably shouldn't have done that. Let's try Lightning. I underestimated how much damage that thing was going to do to us. Careless, Alan, careless. Let's have a rest until we've got most of our stuff back, and then we'll press on. Cloak could be useful. They do often have beneficial effects. Let's try out Drain Life a bit more. So hopefully we can train it up. We'll have to rest again to get some MP back. Go on, keep resting. And pick up this cloak. You're weak from hunger? Really? Let's eat this cheese. I suppose we haven't been as diligent as we should have been about checking fallen enemies for food. I'll take the bone arrows, because although I don't think we will have... Oh, that's unfortunate. And we don't have an apple. Although I don't think we'll have... any... what's the word I'm looking for here? Oh, okay. That sickness actually didn't last too long. Alright, let's move on. I've completely forgotten what I was going to say. I'll probably remember when I'm editing this, and then I'll want to splice it in. But I won't splice it in. We're doing this live. So, moving on. I don't like the look of this. I'm going to have to try and sneak past it, but I might have to fall back on the Wand of Teleportation if we're heard. So, let's do this. Clear? Not clear. Okay, we're probably not in any fit state to take on a load of kobolds. But let's just try and clear the way a bit. Like this. Gained a level. So let's take a level of... what do we want a level of? I mean, commerce actually might be worth taking if we run into a shop. But right now I'm guessing magic precision to improve our magical performance is probably going to be the wiser play. It's frustrating that it takes us 2 zaps of lightning to take out one of these kobolds. And now we're wedged between a kobold and a rat, and we don't have any magic left. So, we don't know what any of these potions are. I think we're going to have to teleport at least one thing away. Try to take out the rat manually. Of course, the kobolds are just going to keep coming, which is unfortunate. If that looked weird for any reason, I don't know what that will look like to you, but what happened was I accidentally clicked off the WazHack window. Oh, Christ. Alright. Let's do that instead. So, hopefully, being down in this dead end where we landed will actually buy us enough time to have a rest and restore some of our stuff. Of course, we are in a position where we have almost no food and we're becoming hungry. Oh, snake? Really? Go away. another level up. So I'm going to say another level of wizardry to minimise how much time we have to spend resting like this. And I think at this point, half starving, and in a dead end after having to run away from a couple of simple enemies like a rat, I think this is probably the place to call it a day for now. I don't feel great about our chances with this White Witch. Actually, let's try and read this spell book before we finish up. Because restorability, that is not what I was looking for. The quality of the spells you find in the early game really determines how well any magic user run is going to go in WazHack. And although we've been finding a lot of spells, and actually successfully learning a lot of spells, I don't feel like the nature of the spells is really what we need. We lack healing ability and we lack offensive ability. But we're also not doing terribly. We have learnt several spells, we do have a few potions, although we don't know what they do yet. So it's possible we might be able to pull this back, but right now I feel a little vulnerable. So, rejoin me the next time and we'll see how our White Witch attempt turns out. Hopefully a little better than the Valkyrie run did, although I'm not holding my breath. So anyway, thanks for watching and come back the next time to see how this unfolds. Until then, bye for now.